My father is 96 years old. Some of you know him, a few of you taught alongside him and were even his students. When I was a child, during our evening prayers, my father would regularly give thanks for a place to live and a work to do. As I grew older, I came to realize that a place to live was not simply a two-story house, even though it did have a built-in laundry chute between the first and the second story. Even though there was this really cool ironing board that was hidden away in the wall and could be folded out in one room. I also came to learn that a work to do was not a reference to his teaching French in a small college, in a tiny town, where the one hardware store became famous only through the sermon of the owner's Presbyterian preacher granddaughter. My father was giving thanks for having a place, a role in God's world, a place to live, a work to do. In the books of Ezekiel and Galatians and Hebrews and Revelation, we read not of due west, but of New Jerusalem, heaven on earth. And maybe, just maybe, that's what my father has meant all these years. The place we live, the work we do, the preparations we make. And today, friends, we have an opportunity to lay claim to the role each of us can play here in our shared work. As you know, our stewardship theme this year and the topic upon which we have been reflecting the last few weeks is living in grace, living in gratitude. And we have so much for which to be thankful. A worship space, this space, whose design is not only beautiful but causes us to pause, to be still, to be inspired. A church in which third graders come forward to receive their own Bibles. A church in which children stand before us and sing to God's glory. And we see the church of tomorrow and we dream of their place in it. A music program whose efforts bring a song to our lips, a smile to our faces, and sometimes a tear to our eyes. A staff that is capable and caring and committed. A worship and education program that challenges us, that causes us to wrestle with the gospel proclaimed and wrestle with the scriptures that are taught in Sunday school and youth group. A congregation that commits fully 28% of its total spending to mission causes beyond its own walls, seeking to be the hands and feet of Jesus to the sick and to the hungry, to the imprisoned and to the bereaved, to the orphan and to the homeless. A church in which infants, look at the first three rows. A church in which infants are baptized as our community of faith stands and promises to be responsible for their Christian faith, their Christian nurture, and we see that our place and our work now includes them, you, as well. Near the conclusion of today's service, we will sing of the joy we claim in our shared work and in our shared place. And as we dream of the New Jerusalem, we will come forward together to make our commitments to the work of Westminster. Your elders and your pastors have already recorded their giving commitments for the coming year, and we invite you to join us in approaching the chancel and offering together our pledges to God's work, to Westminster Church, and to one another. As we move together into a new year of mission and ministry, a new year of working toward that new Jerusalem, a new year of striving, to become people living in grace and living in gratitude.